Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Thanks for tuning in once again. Today we're checking out an all new Air Jordan 1, which I actually took the L on in Tokyo if you were following my Instagram stories. However, got back to Cape Town, managed to get lucky on a very awesome release mechanic at Jack Lemke's. Without further ado, let's check out the Nike Air Jordan 1 Fearless. Alright, so as mentioned, took the L on this in Tokyo, went down to the Nike Harajuku store and entered the raffle with 2,000 other people. That place is crazy. Anyway, got back here to Cape Town, had missed the release, the initial release, which was just on the Sneakers app, which is just a myth as we all know it here in South Africa. However, happened to be at the right place at the right time by checking my Instagram stories. A local retailer here, Jack Lemke's, did a cool little surprise release where you had to actually wear a pair of Air Jordan 1s in your size into the store, and then you could only buy that size. And I thought that was just a really cool entry mechanism. I know it happens a lot overseas, especially in Japan and places like that, but it's never really happened here before, at least in this kind of format. So big shout out to Jack Lemke's for that. Really stoked I actually managed to get them in the end. But onto the shoe itself, this particular pair commemorates a 10-year anniversary of Michael Jordan's induction into the Hall of Fame speech, which is focused around not having fear, or fearless vibes. But the shoe itself is a little bit more than just the fearless vibes. It's got a whole bunch of cool little details with it and in the box, which we'll get into the review. But starting with the outsole of the shoe, this is a Chicago red Jordan 1 outsole, and then you've got this crispy white midsole in it. Now the colorway of the shoe, although they haven't really said this specifically on any Jordan press release or anything like that, but it's basically a split tone of two different colorways. So you've got the UNC colorway in the heel section of the shoe, or the rear portion at least, and that, from what I can work out, is really signifying the transition and the fearless transition of Michael Jordan's career from university into the NBA with the Chicago Bulls. Now obviously the standout feature of this particular pair is the upper and the use of patent leather. There's a hell of a lot of like pros and cons to this. Pros being, they look absolutely amazing. They just shine. They've got a really awesome shine on them all the way around the shoe. The entire upper, at least on the exterior, is patent leather. But the cons of that obviously is just how badly patent leather creases on a Jordan 1 silhouette. Now I will be honest, this is my only patent leather Jordan 1 that I have in the collection, so it's kind of exciting for me to have at least one pair of these now, but I have never really worn them myself into that kind of creasing. I've only just seen stuff online, but that's at least a word around town. Maybe if you guys own any patent leather Jordan 1s, you can let me know in the comments below here how they do over time. Just taking a look at some other details here, the hang tag does have the word fear, which has been crossed out, obviously representing fearless. And then on the reverse of that, you've got limits like fears are often just an illusion. So that was a quote that came directly from Michael Jordan's inauguration speech. And that quote basically forms the theme of the entire shoe and the packaging, which I'll get into in a moment. The Wings logo over here is kind of a jewel effect on it. It does have a little bit of gold detailing in there, and it's kind of got that like glossy finish as well, which is a really nice touch point to this. I do believe that came on some of the other patent leather mids back in the day, so I guess cool to see that come back on this particular pair. From a lacing perspective, these do come laced with just standard black laces. However, they also provide you with 3 other sets of laces over here. You've got a red, blue and white if you want the option to change that up on top. Now one thing I found a little bit strange in the write-up on the Nike Sneakers app when I was just having a look at these while overseas, it said the last line of MJ's speech and a crossed out version of the word fear are emblazoned on the midsoles. Literally, it says it right there, but I cannot for the life of me find anything about that word being crossed out, even with the UV light on the midsoles of these shoes. So I don't know if that was something that was just a mistake, or maybe it was originally planned. I don't really know if it matters, but you do obviously have the crossed out word fear on the hang tag, so maybe it was just a production thing, or I don't know. Does anyone know? Let me know in the comments. Now just to show you the insoles of the shoes, both of them are identical. You do have that word fear that's been crossed out there. Maybe they meant like insoles instead of midsoles. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe just a typo. And just underneath the crossed out word, it does also have the quote that we've seen throughout the rest of the shoe about limits like fears just being an illusion. Now one thing that was really cool about this release is it came with a special edition box. They've kind of flipped the colors here on the standard Air Jordan 1 box. And when you open that up, of course, you are greeted with another little card here, which has that exact same quote that we've spoken about. The Jordan logo and Michael Jordan's signature. And then on the reverse of that, the fear crossed out there as well. And then that quote, just like the insoles as you saw it there, has just been printed all the way across the tissue paper of the shoes. But that's pretty much it for my thoughts on this Air Jordan 1 Fearless Patent Leather. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you do have any further questions questions, please drop them in the comments below. And if you are looking to get a pair of these, I would still suggest taking your standard true to size on Jordan 1. If you don't know what that is, you can always try on a general release pair, as you guys probably know by now. And then just take your size from there. From a price perspective, in the resale market, if you are watching from overseas, these are around $210 to $220, depending on your size in places like StockX and Goats, etc. Locally speaking, I've seen them move for around $3,500 Rand here on the resale market locally. You can check out Cape Kicks, Limited Run, Court Order. There are a whole bunch of resellers out there which will probably be able to help you out with a pair if you are wanting to get them. But yeah, that's it from me. Let me know what you guys think of these. If you think patent leather is a vibe or not, down in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so right over here. It would really mean the world to me. But otherwise, that's it from me for now. I'll catch you on the next one.